Hey everybody, this is Dr. Terry Chase. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a coach, and I really love working with people around their wholeness. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce my theory. It's called the wheel theory of well-being. Because I really do see all of us as in wholeness, much like a bike tire, a bike wheel, or a wheelchair wheel, depending on what you're looking at. So we're going to look at 4 components and how they integrate and how they support each other and support ourselves and our lives. So follow along. We're going to take each component a little bit more in depth, and we'll do a little bit of work towards the end, because I really believe in the wheel theory of well-being and that we're all whole just as we are. So welcome to episode 2. You know, I just got back from a bike ride, and it gave me a little bit of time and space to think a little bit more about how I might explain the wheel theory of well-being to you. We're going to start with the first 2 components. So the hub right here, which is the center point of a wheel, center point of a bicycle wheel, wheelchair wheel, even a wheel on a car, it really gives the center point and really holds the wheel to whatever bike, wheelchair, machine it might be connected to. I liken this to our true self, our core of who we are. Before we had labels, before we had accomplishments, before we had to judge ourselves on performance. This is the true self. Now, sometimes in our lives, and I know for me, my true self got rocked when I had my accident. When I was riding a bike and I was hit by an impaired driver and sustained a T12 incomplete spinal cord injury, it really rocked my identity. Who was I? I wasn't quite sure of the hub for me. We'll get back to more of that in just a minute. Next component is the spokes. So the spokes is what connects us to ourself, or the spoke on a tire connects the hub to the rim, to the outside. So when I think about the human being, the being part, not the doing part, the spokes of ourself is what connects us to ourself and connects us to the world. Now, the spoke also connects and it helps us know that we're connected to the outside world. These spokes can become a little bit loose, they can get bent, and we can start to wobble. So, continuing on with how my identity, how myself, my self-esteem, my identity, my confidence, I called it my swagger, was rocked after I got hurt, was my spokes were a little messed up. I was having a difficult time connecting to who I was, connecting back to that true self. I found it difficult to connect with the world. I was uncertain. I was awkward being in a wheelchair, dealing with a half paralyzed body. So my spokes were totally rocked, and they were wobbly, and they were a little bit loose. And what I had to realize was that these spokes needed attention. I needed to work with my own relationship with myself, as well as my relationship to the world, not me just giving out, but how I was to receive. So, as you consider your own well-being, and we're going to continue with this in subsequent episodes, but let's start with the hub, the core self, the who are you, the really taking some time out to go, who am I beyond roles, beyond accomplishments, beyond titles? And then check your spokes. How are you connecting with yourself? Are you spending intentional time reconnecting with yourself? And then how are you connecting to the world? And how are you responding to that world? We'll continue on in episode 3.